I don't know what's going on with Simone. All
Mhm.
right, let's talk about the Olympics. Let me just say about the Olympics. I don't care. I've never watched the Olympics. I've never really cared about the Olympics. I don't know who is. Actually, when I was younger, I remember my family watching the gymnastics and the ice skating.
Mhm.
I never watched it, but it was always on whenever it was. I don't know, every 4 years, right? The Olympics. Is it right every 4 years?
Yeah, every 4 years.
Right. So, I mean, I've seen it. Sometimes the Winter Olympics would happen, and I would see like snowboarding. I wasn't really
Snowboarding.
into snowboarding. I
Mhm.
like skateboarding. I've been watching the X Games. I like that. And now that skateboarding's in the Olympics, I don't really even care anymore. Still, it's just like, eh. I mean, but for some reason, people are making a big deal out of the Olympics now. I mean, I
Well,
feel
see,
like no one cares still.
and it's actually something to note about the Olympics this year, specifically because one, we have transgender athletes in the Olympics this year, and two, we have our very woke athletes.
Mm,
We have our woke athletes who didn't
mm.
medal for the first time since I believe 1987, and it's probably because they were so focused on wanting to burn the American flag on the podium that they forgot to actually, practice for the sport that would have got them on said podium, and
Hold
also.
on. I don't know if you've seen this, but I have to show this to you
Let me see
because
it.
I straight up was dying laughing when I saw this. G Prime, George Alex
Oh yeah,
Paulos.
oh yeah. Show me, show me. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, so he made a comic strip
Mm-hmm.
when Sweden beat uh the
The
the US soccer team, women's soccer team. And I legitly laughed out loud for a good minute. Like I couldn't stop laughing. It was so good. Here it is.
Okay, so we got Reagan Rapinoe kneeling.
She's
She's
kneeling.
kneeling. Oh my gosh.
Sweden scores a goal in the background. They're all hyped, and she goes, "I
I
deserve
deserve
more
more
money."
money. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Babylon Bee wrote the best headline after these
Oh, I saw
yeah,
this
yeah.
one. Go, 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 go.
They go, US soccer team pledges not to make any more goals until racism is ended. And I was like, I love this so much.
I
Oh my
love the Babylon
gosh.
Bee. I
They're
mean,
the
they're
best.
they're so good.
Truly an American treasure.
Let's see if I can find that real quick.
Yeah, please find that. But apparently the Olympics actually did have the lowest rating in over 30 years with US viewership. So no one's watching.
Not
People here in the
surprising.
US, yeah, the people here in the US don't care. I think a lot of people are angry, they're mad. Last Friday I did a stream on my YouTube and I was just ranting about how last year I didn't watch baseball for the first time because they were doing the BLM BS and I didn't want to watch it. And I waited my whole damn life to watch the Dodgers win the World Series. They won the World Series last year, and I am forever pissed off that politics took that away from me because I couldn't enjoy the actual sport because, it was so embedded with politics and COVID nonsense. And oh my gosh, that's why people aren't watching the Olympics now, too.
You know what? I'm
So
really
sad.
lucky. I'm from Chicago, and I know we're talking about baseball for a second. I just got to add, I'm so grateful that I got to watch the Cubs win the World Series before the woke took over. It was
You're
it
so
was
lucky.
glorious. You know what's weird too? I wasn't I didn't really watch sports at all,
Mm-hmm.
but for some reason I started paying attention to the Cubs that year. I started
Nice.
watching, following all their accounts, just like follow them, and then they like went all the way and won, and I was like so hyped for them.
Dude, it's my life dream
Love the
to be
Cubs.
in the city of the team that wins the World Series when they win. Like the
I was here.
energy. Oh my gosh,
I was in
you
Sweden.
were in Sweden when it happened.
I was up at like 4 a.m, like going woo, jumping around the house. I woke up my wife's parents because we were at their place.
Dude,
She wasn't even here. She was in another town because I was supposed to go with her. And I'm like, nope, I gotta stay and watch the World Series.
oh my gosh, dude, last year when the Dodgers won, I was
Yeah.
in Philly watching a giant riot happen. So I'm like in the middle of a riot and people are texting me like the Dodgers won the World Series and I'm like, whoa, let's go. I'm like, wait, let me get this footage. Hang on, glasses breaking all around me. I almost got run over by a car, but we won. Let's go.
People around you are like, let's go. Are we doing this? Let's do this. And then they're throwing Molotovs.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on. Come on.
Exactly.
Wait, what am I doing? Do I get like white balance? Come on, white balance. There we go. All right. Wait. All right. So we went way off.
Okay,
Let's
I'm sorry
talk.
about
What?
that.
What? So wait. I don't know what happened. I hear there's a lot of controversy. I'm
Mhm.
seeing people ripping her apart.
Yeah.
Simone. I don't know what happened. I know that she's an incredible. She's incredible. Like I've seen clips of her doing some stuff. She did some move that no one's ever done before or something.
Mhm.
Last year or something. I don't remember exactly when I saw it, but like she's incredible. And something happened as she stepped down. So tell us the story. You know what happened, I'm assuming, right? Or
Yeah, so
no?
I
Okay.
have this up on the share screen too if you want to put it up. It's
Oh
from the
yeah,
New
let me
York
pop it up.
Times. It says
Okay.
Simone Biles says she wasn't in the right place mentally during the Olympic final, and
Okay.
she has since pulled out of the team event. So she's still going to be competing individually,
Okay.
but she pulled out of competing with her team. People are
Oh
saying it's
wait.
not. Yeah,
Hold on. So
yeah.
she's still competing?
People say it's unclear, but she is still set to compete in the individual events. But she decided that because of her mental health, she had to pull out of the group events. And a lot of people are upset right now because they feel like she let her team down. And the point that I want to make too is that she was doing a vault. Because it's in Tokyo, I'm not sure if it was yesterday or like early this morning. She was doing a vault. She ended up not being able to land it. And so a lot
Yeah.
of people are speculating that because she failed in that and she got embarrassed, she pulled out and was like, I'm not doing this.
I actually have this here
Mm-hmm.
where she fell down.
Yeah.
She awkwardly landed, gets
And
lost in the air in a video of a
mhm.
vault stumble.
She
All
was
right,
supposed to do, I
I
believe,
saw this. Yeah.
I think she was supposed to do 3 flips in the air. She only ended up doing 1.5 or 2.5. She did 1.5 flips. So people were saying she seemed very lost in the air. You could tell the facial expression immediately as soon as she got up that she was
Yeah.
very upset.
Yeah.
So then she came forward today and said that because of her mental health, she doesn't want to compete. A lot of people are saying too that, she has been propped up as one of the best in the world. So people are saying, she
Yeah.
can't handle the pressure. But
I
on
can
the
see that.
yeah, and then some are talking too about how she, Larry Nasser, that was a whole entire thing that happened. She survived the sexual abuse of one of her Olympic
Oh, I didn't know about this.
doctors. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The FBI actually covered that up, funny enough, if you want to look that article up,
why?
Lila Bear.
F that dude, man.
Yeah, so
Oh,
so
that
that's one side of
sucks.
it. That's one side of it. The other side of it is people are saying that this is really emblematic of American athletes and the American spirit nowadays. If you get knocked down, you just quit. If you are having a hard time or if you fail and you get embarrassed, you just quit. So, those are the kind of the two sides of the spectrum. And some people are even saying too, Matt Walsh has been speaking out about this a lot. He was like, you know what? Did Simone Biles say that because of her sexual assault, that is why she was having such a hard time? No, she's just saying that she wasn't in the right mental place. So we can't speculate as to why that is. So
It's a
again,
good
lots of
point.
speculation on what's
Yeah.
going on with her. But
Yeah.
many people are upset because they feel like she let her team down. And if she does compete in the individual events, it will be very telling to me in regards to this response.
Yeah. True. I mean, everybody wants to know the answers to everything. I mean, I have some stuff that people has been asking me for almost a year of wanting to know what's going on, because the internet is, if you're invested into something and something changes, you want to know everything about it, so it's like she is, as you said, like treated as one of the top gymnasts. And that's how I said I don't even know much about her, and I was like, she's one of the best in gymnastics. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's just what I know of her, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about her really,
Mm-hmm.
but I do know that pressure of having eyes on you, of thousands of people like looking at you and scrutinizing your every move. I mean, that alone is exhausting,
Yeah.
and being on the world stage, not just, I mean, this is the Olympics, so literally everyone is watching her,
Yeah.
and she messes up. Yeah, it's tough because it feels like both things are true. It does feel like the American spirit is now like, oh, it's hard, I'm gonna quit. Oh, this isn't easy for me. Like that's kind of like this new age American, which is embarrassing, because I was raised in, you put your boots on and you work hard, and if it's hard, you work harder,
Mm-hmm.
to finish the job and do the work.
Mm-hmm.
That's like old school American mentality, where this new is new age is this snowplow parents like, oh, I'm gonna make everything easy for you. I'm gonna make life just, I'm gonna pad all of your whole body so you can't get hurt at all. So when you actually go out into life and something happens that's tough, you give up and come crying back, and which it's a cycle. These people don't learn how to have tough skin, so being called by some terrible person, because there's terrible people out there, and there always will be terrible people out there. If you care what they think, that's on you. That's your problem. And that's but that's part of this issue these snowplow parents create. This new generation of weaklings. All right, they're weak people that can't stand up for themselves, that they need others to validate them because they don't validate themselves. Now, am I talking about Simone? No, because that would be assuming. I mean, it could be true, but it also could be true that she saw someone that made her remind her of her sexual assault with someone who was actually, that she was assaulted. I don't even know how old she is. Hold on a minute. Born in 1997. Mm-hmm. She's young.
Yeah. See,
97. She's 24. She's 24 years old.
23, 24.
23, 24.
And
when did this happen?
It happened a couple years back, and it was actually the whole the whole women's Olympics team. They were being allegedly sexually assaulted. It was over 60 women. And like I said, too, going back to the FBI and everything happening in this country, the FBI knew about it and they never did anything about it at all.
Oh, nice job, FBI.
Yeah.
You're really working wonders out there.
Yeah. So in regards to what happened with her today, like I said, I'm of two minds about it. I was telling you this before the show. On the one hand, emblematic of the American spirit. It seems like nowadays we just give up when things get hard. On the other hand, I too have experienced, immense pressure. Adam, I'm sure you have too. We're in front of the camera, and sometimes even just having a show is hard. You don't want to do it. You don't want to get in front of people and have to talk and have to perform. It is a very exhausting thing to do. So I'm of two minds. If she does compete in the individual events, then I will make my decision there. So we'll see what happens in that, because if she does, then I'm going to be like, wow, so you did let your team down when you clearly could have kept going. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I don't know how much time she might need to I mean, I don't know. It's like, even if she does compete, maybe, it's hard to say. Mm-hmm. So you said you're going to wait until that point. If she starts competing, what are you going to think? That she just wasn't a team player and she felt like...
Honestly, I am of the opinion that if you can push through and you can do the event for yourself, then why can't you do the event for your team? And granted, I understand being in a bad mental space, but if she's really in this bad of a mental space, then what's the difference between competing in this event versus competing for herself individually? And also in this event, she has other people depending on her. She has her entire team depending on her. This isn't just about her winning gold. It's about her whole entire team. So for me, like I said, I'll see what comes out. I'll see what she continues to say. I'm not going to make any assumptions as of yet, but that's basically the situation, and I'm of two minds of it still.